Hey everybody, welcome to the Gootz Cast for Friday, the 15th of March, halfway through the month. JR's cookbook. JR, you gotta talk so the camera goes to you. Do that again.
Oh,
Do that again so
I was just doing it for you, but JR's cookbook, yeah.
By God! I'm on check out today's Davis. By God.
I use it as a coaster. I do.
By God, women deserve to be beaten and raped. By God. So, it's ready. We are doing the Smackdown Post-Show. What a long week. This is our first week where we do it every night. And we've made the end. 2 days without wrestling. We're going to have a wrestling vacation. I can't wait. I'm going to spend that by watching more wrestling. But let's talk about tonight. Andrew Lee, Smackdown up first. Why don't you begin?
Yeah, let's talk about Smackdown. We had Corey Graves and Michael Cole on commentary. This is not a live show. We've got Miz and Morrison starting off the show with their stupid talk show thing, and they invite Otis, who's fresh from winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they're basically taking this whole time to just shit on Otis. The whole segment is basically they're shitting on Otis, and Otis is either too confident or too stupid to realize that they're shitting on him. Yeah, it's probably that he's too stupid, but it starts off with like Otis coming in, there's 3 chairs, like the director shared it, and he's like, "You want me to sit here?" And I think like Miz was like, "That's the only chair here, man." like what kind of question? He sits on it, chair breaks, so he like goes, "I'll just stand," and they're making fun of him, talking about like, "Come on, what you got in that briefcase?" And he's like, "I got like sausages in there." And they're like, "Oh, not a surprise," and they just keep shitting on him. But Otis is no selling any of these things. He's just like, "Yeah, it's right. I got the briefcase."
Yeah, like when they go like, and your mom dressed like an idiot. He's like, "Oh yeah, my mom loved me." Yeah, like he's just like not. Yeah.
They actually showed old pictures of Otis
as a fat little
during
kid.
This thing. Yeah, it's kind of like first as a baby, then him with his mom, then him like just wearing his underwear, and what do you call it? And Otis is just like, they're making fun of every single one of these pictures, and he's just rolling with it and going like, yeah. So it gets to the point where Miz and Morrison get like really frustrated because none of their insults are hitting him. So they're just like, "What the fuck? You know what? We want to match against you because you don't deserve that money in the briefcase." And then they go, "Call Tucker." And then Otis goes, "Yeah, Tucker's not here."
He had like diarrhea or something.
I think Tucker's done. I think he's done, dude.
Tucker got Gennetti'd so fucking fast.
So quickly, dude.
Woo!
He said something about like how he got sick from the Oregon Trail and he's not there.
He's got dysentery. He's got like a stomach disease.
I actually had thought that when Otis won Money in the Bank, this could be something that's going to be good for Tucker as well, because you like the jealous teammate and then turns into a heel. No, he's just gone.
It just doesn't exist.
He's just gone, yeah. While they're doing this thing where they're challenging him for the match, somebody comes and brings them a new chair, and
I know, that was
like,
funny.
They were like, "What are you doing? A new chair? Where were you like 5 minutes ago?" It was just like so weird. Mm-hmm. It was, and basically,
I kind of like the weirdness of this segment, though.
I guess so. I didn't like it. I don't like it when wrestling shows begin like this. I'm watching a wrestling show. I don't need to see on this garbage.
Well, I kind of like Otis's reactions to them, and I like the Miz being like, when I was the champion, when I was the money, because it was 10 years ago, he was Money in the Bank guy.
Yeah.
He was like, I raised my game, and I get this as the Miz getting frustrated that this doofus is now Money in the Bank, and he wasn't even in the match. So I kind of like the back and forth between Miz and Otis.
I did like how they played it off. Like how Miz and Morrison were just getting like, "I can't believe this guy's the money. I can't believe this guy's one step below the Universal Champion."
Yeah.
But I didn't think Miz and Morrison, I don't find any of their jokes funny. No. They're just not funny. They're really
just corny
cheesy.
White guys.
Yeah, and I just don't like show starting off this way, even though I like Otis. And so basically, that's going to be the main event tonight: Miz and Morrison versus Otis and a mystery partner. Our first match tonight, by the way, they mentioned at the top of the show that because Sami Zayn can't defend his title,
because Sami Zayn worries about his family and he's a piece of shit.
Is he married?
He just doesn't want to wrestle during the pandemic, and I don't disagree with him, but apparently they're pissed off at him.
Yeah, but I think it's fair enough. Hey, you're the ones who said if you don't feel comfortable, don't come in. If you
Yeah,
don't, so yeah, because you know why? Junior's two-faced. He will say one thing and then he'll really mean another. You know, he's two-faced. There's no surprise. But anyway, they're gonna have a tournament for the Intercontinental title now. So it's gonna be Elias and Corbin, and then there's also gonna be Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. There's also gonna be I believe it's going to be Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles versus Nakamura. So AJ Styles is the only person that's not really a SmackDown regular that's been thrown into this tournament.
He's going on Raw, which is kind of
very
interesting.
weird. Which is very weird.
It's weird that he's fighting another heel too.
Yeah. So the first match up tonight is actually one of the matches in the tournament: Elias versus King Corbin, and this is just a very long match. Nothing much happens. As a standard Elias versus Corbin match, we've seen this match a whole bunch of times already. I hated it. Yeah,
I hated it. It went so long, and nothing good happened on it.
This match went very long. Went through commercial break. One of the coolest parts that did happen, I thought, was Elias was doing his, that old school rope walk, and Corbin just knocks him off he's holding on to his arm, and Corbin just knocks him off the rope so he gets tripped down. And I was like, realistically, that's what everyone should be doing. Anybody that tries to do this rope walk. When anytime the Undertaker was trying to do his rope walk, that's what you should be doing. You just kick him off the ropes, make him fall. Just a standard match. Corbin fools around with Elias' guitar, smashes it, and then he gets put into a small package by Elias. Elias wins. Elias advances. You've seen this match. Everybody's seen this match. This is just a longer version of the match. By the time this match ended, 30 minutes of the show has gone by. It is now 8:30ish by the time this match ends.
This was a long, boring fucking match. And why the fuck do I give a shit about Corbin having another long, boring fucking match with Drew McIntyre when he lost to Elias?
Yes, I can't believe that's going to be a match on Raw next Monday.
Yeah,
it's going to be Corbin versus Drew McIntyre because they started doing a brand invitational that they mentioned last Monday.
At least it's not as over the top as the wild card rule, which was they just didn't even pay attention.
Yeah. So then we have backstage segments of Otis trying to find a tag team partner. He at first asked Sheamus.
That was funny. I like that. Was the only good thing Sheamus has done in months.
Yeah, Sheamus was like, "Yeah, why would I want to tag with you?" They go to commercial break. They come back. Otis is looking sad. Mandy comes up to him and she's like, "Hey, why don't you go ask Braun?" So then we have a truth segment. I'm actually getting sick and tired of these truth segments.
He's got to reveal something. They got to move this forward.
This is just
this was the same segment as they had on Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it's the same crap. There's this guy. He's just with videos, and he's like, "Oh, your truth will be revealed." Then fucking hurry up already.
Then reveal it, you dumb fuck.
This is the fucking quarantine. We don't have time for this shit. All right. And we also have Braun an Otis segment where Otis asks Braun, and Braun goes, "I know what you're trying to do. You're the Money in the Bank title holder. Like this, you think?" I held that title before. You don't think I know what's going on? And but he said he'll think about it. And that leads us to match number 2. Naomi with new gear. She's got looks like.
Oh, she looked hot as fuck tonight. She was practically naked.
Naomi had I don't know if you guys know that Naomi has this new hairdo where it's not the fro, but it's done into her. Looks like she has 2 giant Mickey Mouse ears.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like she has 2 Mickey Mouse ears, and it's her same gear of all that the neon throw up all over her body, but it's it's not one bodysuit. It's new gear. It looks great. It does. She looked awesome. Amazing tonight.
Looked incredible. Hottest she's ever looked.
She was doing she's facing Dana Brooke, and she's doing some amazing high-flying moves, but then Dana Brooke just sits on her and wins. So that's literally how I wrote it. She just sat on her. 1, 2, 3. Dana Brooke wins in a 2-minute match or something.
When she showed up at Royal Rumble, a bunch of people on Twitter did fan art of her, and she was kind of Naomi with her new look.
Yeah.
And she was blowing up on Twitter, just for regular people. And people really were starting to come around to Naomi, and her look was great. She's doing all these great moves, and they haven't done anything to feature her. And why is she the one who has to lose the fuck? I love Dana Brooke. but Naomi looks like a superstar right
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
Why is she losing to Dana Brooke like this, like an idiot? I don't know. It's just
Naomi is
maybe if she was
former.
Samoan.
Naomi is a former champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a former champion. She's got a great look right now.
She's great moveset.
She does some good moves.
Yeah.
I can't say she's the best wrestler, but she does some great
She's
moves.
definitely stepping it up since she got back, and I feel like they're kind of like they're kind of like fuck you, we don't give a shit.
If you wanted Naomi and Dana to wrestle and you wanted Dana to win, it should not have been like a 2-minute
She's
match like this.
yeah.
She just sat on her, dude. It should have been a really close back and forth thing. But I mean,
This is the fucked up thing about this segment. It does nothing to get over Dana Brooke, and all it does is bury Naomi.
I agree. This was dumb. This was dumb. So far, I am not liking this show, by the way.
No, I'm not liking it either.
They do a very, very long Becky Lynch recap.
I like that video.
I mean, I didn't because it was so long. It was just.
I like it when they do it. You know why? Because it kind of this is weird to say because it feels like yesterday, but it did make me feel nostalgic for 2018. It has been an interesting ride with her and her rise, and I don't know. I kind of felt, and I never feel nostalgic for the last couple of years, but this made me feel that way.
Yeah, I guess, but this was just too long.
And this was I think my favorite thing on the show. So
yeah, and then we had Charlotte making her way to the ring in just regular clothes with she's talking a little bit, doing really like a heel promo.
Oh, I hate it. Okay, I hated this segment.
And Bayley and Sasha Banks interrupts, and then they're having this in-ring promo between Charlotte and Bayley and Sasha. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I know my job is to like watch this, but I just couldn't get into this. I just started like looking up old pictures of Charlotte from 2014 and seeing how much her face has changed. That's all I was doing. I was just like, let me see how different. What were they talking about?
Nothing. Charlotte came out to just say she was the best for the 15th time since fucking.
That's why she's on all 3 shows. Is what I remember.
I don't know why they put on all the fucking shows of ever. Like they had Liv Morgan come out. What the fuck? And then Bayley comes out and then says she's the best, and Sasha just stands there looking like a submissive twat. And Bayley had nothing to say. Now they're gonna have a match. But here's my thing. So towards the end, they kind of had Charlotte babyface and say Sasha Banks, why are you just being a lackey to Bayley and stuff? But like, if Charlotte's supposed to be the face in this segment, why was she cutting such a miserable heel promo?
I don't think she was supposed to be a face. She cut a heel promo.
But no, at the end she's a face.
At the end, I had tuned out already. So,
yeah. She's doing a face thing with Bayley and such. But if she's a face, why do I want to watch this match? Bayley's acting like an asshole. Charlotte's acting like an asshole. I'm tired of fucking Charlotte. The most interesting person is standing there with her head down, looking like she's about to blow somebody because they paid her to do it. Sasha Banks. She's the most interesting one out of all 3 of these idiots. And the one who's way more interesting than all 3 of them of the 4 horsewomen, Becky Lynch, is gone. So I don't understand why they keep shoving. I have a feeling that because they advertised Charlotte at a time, the ratings are going to go down. I'm going to predict that SmackDown's ratings will be further down than they were the week before.
Possibly, yeah.
Because nobody gives a fuck about Charlotte.
Yeah.
Just keep her on one brand. Get that belt off of her NXT. Keep her on Raw. Let her feud or move her to SmackDown. I don't know, trade her with somebody and let her feud with Asuka. A Charlotte Asuka feud would be interesting. But she just cuts the same fucking promo. She's got nothing to say. And why do I give a fuck that these 2 miserable women are going to fight each other next week? They both come across as completely unlikable assholes. And the only one who's likable is standing there with her head
down. She's not even that likable as well.
Well, of the 3 dummies.
Of the 3, yeah. This was, I mean, up to this point, you don't need to be watching this show. You know? It's pointless. You're wasting your time like we're. Then they show Braun Strowman just kind of like, working out his arms a bit. And then are you going to decide to be Otis's text partner? He goes, oh, I'm thinking about this, how I think. And then they show a Forgotten Sons promo. It starts off with like a disclaimer about how it's their views and whatever. It might be controversial. Then they show the 3 guys and they talk about kind of like who they are, about like how we were in the armed forces and we came back. Nobody like opened up their arms to us. They greeted us, welcomed us back. So we're gonna show you guys what it is. And they do the derp thing where you go like this. and it was short. I liked it. I actually liked it. It was like, it kind of lets you know who they are, like what their gimmick is about, but it was short. Like they didn't go on too much. What did you think about that?
I like it. I want them to go all the way. I want them to become people that don't believe in Corona, and I want them to show up at stores, and I want them to beat up people with masks, and I want them to be like, I want them to start promoting the pandemic. I think they should go all the way in making these guys lunatic Trumpers. And
Definitely had a right-wing feel to it, 100%.
yeah, I think it should be further. I think they should go completely off the rails, and they should be screaming fake news and beating up CNN reporters, like fake CNN reporters.
Yeah.
I that's what I would do. I would just go all the way with this. They're not. They're gonna go halfway.
I've been a Forgotten Sons fan for a very long time. Even when everybody it's like, oh, the generic guys. I'm like, right now, like, they look generic. That's when all of them had the same long hair and everything, but they could go in the ring. And it's been a very slow progress, but they've been getting, I mean, like, I remember they were in that one NXT TakeOver ladder match. That thing was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Wesley Blake was bumping his ass off. And I'm finally glad that they're really getting, like, some.
I really think they should basically become every tool bag on our Facebook feed. That's what they should become.
Yeah.
They'll be the biggest heels in the country.
Yeah. What was good about this promo is also it's short. Don't overstay your welcome, which they didn't do. Renee interviews Miz and Morrison. They talk about Braun Strowman. This is pointless.
They do that stupid hey ho ho.
Yeah. We were promised a Daniel Bryan Drew Gulak match at the top of the show. And after watching the Elias and Corbin match, which went on for a very long time, I got a little scared because I was like, they're going to do that classic thing where they give a shitty match a lot of time and they're going to give a good matchup a short amount of time. And I was getting very nervous. This is now around 9:20 p.m. And I'm like, oh my God. I know there's still 2 more matches left. Please don't let this be a 2-minute match. And I got my wish because the third match was Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak in a fantastic
match. This was great. This was the best match of the night.
This match was worth the whole night. Watching the shitty SmackDown. This was I believe this is the second time they're wrestling.
Yeah, they wrestled at the last pay-per-view in front of an audience, Elimination Chamber.
And here's the thing. These were 2 different matches. The first match they had, they were not friends. So they were being vicious with each other, like hitting each other, punching each other. This was a match between friends because Drew Gulak is Daniel Bryan's coach, and they're just doing this because they're in the Intercontinental Tournament. A lot of mat work. They do a lot of standing and switches, and Daniel Bryan get dumped over the ropes. They go to the commercial break. They come back. The first part of this match was a lot of mat work. And a second part of this match, after Daniel Bryan got dumped over the top ropes where the intensity got built up, we get Drew Gulak hitting a kneeling Michinoku driver. We got Daniel Bryan just hitting him harder than the beginning of the match. And Daniel Bryan starts working on the leg. He hits a really nasty-looking dragon screw. I mean, like, it really looked like his leg got twisted. Hits him with a dragon screw. Puts in the heel hook. Holds it for a long time. Drew Gulak taps out. And after this match, Daniel Bryan's getting interviewed, I think by Renee Young. He gives a really good promo in the ring about how he always wanted the Intercontinental Championship, and the Intercontinental Championship is going to represent that you were the best wrestler in this company. And then he shakes hands with Drew Gulak afterwards. This whole segment was worth sitting through a shitty fucking SmackDown.
It was good, and I'll tell you why it was good. These are 2 wrestlers that don't need a crowd because when they are fighting each other, they treat it like a real fucking contest. Like they are only worried about how they're going to counter each other's moves. They're not worried about playing to a crowd. They're not doing spots that need crowds interactions, which is like, the worm with Otis or even like a lot of this shit that like Randy Orton does where he punches the canvas and shit. These are Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak are 2 wrestlers that work in an empty arena because these are guys that would wrestle with no one watching.
Yeah.
Just to wrestle. So that's why it worked. I thought it was great.
This was fantastic. 100% recommend people watch this match.
Yeah.
Then we got another good segment. First off, they mention all the matches for next week on SmackDown. We're gonna have Charlotte versus Bayley. We're gonna have AJ Styles versus Nakamura for the Intercontinental Tournament. We have Matt Hardy versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Tournament. Jeff Hardy. Sorry, Jeff Hardy. And then we're gonna have Otis and Mandy versus Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler.
That should be
this leads right into a Sonya Deville Dolph Ziggler promo, and
it was Sonya. Dolph just stood there like an idiot, as he should.
No, it was perfect. Yeah, because Dolph didn't say one single word, and Sonya, they just let Sonya be Sonya, and Sonya's been killing it. This promo is she's just shitting all over Mandy, going, Mandy, you're not good at wrestling, you're not good at anything. The only thing you're good at is being blonde and looking pretty, and that's gonna be over one day. You're just gonna be in a double wide with. Her impression of Otis was just like stupid, but this was good. This was Sonya Deville. If they're gonna ruin her, I 100% believe that.
I think when crowds come back, they will.
They will ruin her. They do not know what to do with her. You know why? Because she is not blonde. She's a lesbian. They do not. I keep
thinking they're gonna suggest that her and Dolph are fucking, and they're gonna just hope that we forget that she's a lesbian.
Yes.
And so far they've been towing the line where they're friends, but every now and then she'll make a movement to Dolph, and you're like, are they gonna imply that her and Dolph are now fucking? But they haven't yet. But I feel like Vince wants to go that road.
When I'm watching Sonya Deville, I'm just like, it feels so much like I'm watching. Like a Ricochet or like a Viking Raiders, where I'm just like, man, this is really good. This is a really good act, and they're gonna fucking ruin it. Like I just feel it. I can feel it coming up.
Well, let's see what happens next week. So far, so good. So
we go to our final match: Miz and Morrison versus Otis, and we don't know who his partner is, but of course it's Braun. They've been building up to this whole show. They do this spot where they do a double caterpillar, Otis and Braun. Braun has like the worst caterpillar I've ever seen, but it's okay. It's a relatively short match, which is I'm glad that it was. It ends with Morrison trying to do like a satellite DDT on Braun Strowman. Braun catches him before he executes it and does a power slam. Otis and Braun win because Braun pins Morrison after the power slam. And then Braun and Otis are celebrating, both holding up the championship belt in the briefcase, when Mandy his music hits. She comes down to congratulate Otis, but while she's coming down, Braun has his back turned to Otis, and Otis like feigns that he puts his briefcase down to try to cash in, but Braun catches him. So like, and Otis just like playing it off like, no, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, big man. Kidding, big man. And it ends on a happy note, but the little tease at the end. So. What did you think about this last segment, this last match?
It was what it was. I mean, they're trying to get Otis over as one of their top guys. Mm-hmm. I think they're doing a good job. I think Otis has a lot of potential. Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying the Otis thing. I mean, this match was what it was. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing. It wasn't the best thing. At least they kept it short. At least they didn't have, AEW would have had the fucking Drew Gulak match last 30 seconds. This would have went 9 hours. Yeah.
So, all in all, this is a 2-hour show. Only the last 30, 40 minutes is worth watching. So
that first hour is pure garbage, unless you really love Baron Corbin.
Yeah. So it's more than an hour too. It's just like, this is just
that Charlotte Flair pro. I'm so sick of that. So
sick of that show. The only match I'm really looking for. I mean, there's a lot of matches announced for next week, but I'm not really looking forward to any of those matches. Are you?
The Mandy match and the AJ Styles match could be interesting.
Possibly. All right.
Yeah, I'm tired of Charlotte. I'm tired of Charlotte and Bayley. So.
Yeah, same here, man.
Unless they do something with Sasha in that match, I don't care. All right, but now it's 205 Live, and they broke the streak. It wasn't that great this week.
We were saying though how 205 they should put these cruiserweight matches on 205. We're watching NXT and we're going, why are these cruiserweight matches on NXT? They should be put on 205. We've been saying that, and we got our wish. They put live matches on 205. No more people suggesting matches. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did enjoy this. I really did because I've been watching 205 since the beginning. I love watching cruiserweight matches.
I know, but like it's so short the show when it's just regular matches. I'm almost like I missed the hour format. But
this was not an hour show. This was like maybe 20 something.
It wasn't even a half hour.
Yeah, it wasn't even a half hour. The first match, Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is still working there, and versus Tahuti Miles. By the way, commentary is Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, and they were fantastic together. They
were good.
It was like there were no strings attached to them. They could just say whatever, do whatever they want. Did you catch it when Brian Saxton is doing the intros and he called him Tory Graves?
No.
He called him Tory Graves, and Corey no-sold it. He was like, yeah, some of that stuff what he said is true. He just like no-sold it, went straight through it. I had to watch it again because like, did he call him Tory? And I was trying to crack him. I like that. They just have a great dynamic. Tahuti Miles, he's been jobbing on a couple of shows, but he's out and he's doing the slow walk, trying to be like Velveteen Dream / Swerve Scott. And what's his name? Corey Graves even mentions, I think Tahuti Miles has been studying a lot of Velveteen Dream tapes. I was like, yeah, man, this guy's got to find himself. He's just trying to be too much like people that we know. Very competitive match. This is not a squash match. Tahuti gets a lot of moves in. He takes the majority of the offense, but then Tyler Breeze hits the unprettier and he wins. What'd you think of the first match?
It was all right. I mean, I didn't like love it. I didn't hate it. It was okay. That's my thing with 205 this week. Even the next match, it was okay. It wasn't. I missed the other version of the format. I was really enjoying that other. Ow! Fuck! I cut my finger. Motherfucker.
That other format was fun. Yes.
Fuck. Sorry,
but
I cut my finger.
Yeah, that other format was fun. But what did you think about finally getting to see Tahuti Miles like in a role where like getting to see what he actually has?
It was okay. I mean, I just think like I don't know. It was okay. I would rather watch old 205 live matches and classic matches.
Yeah.
I was getting used to that format. I get fans didn't like on Twitter. They were so happy that 205 live actually had real matches this week.
Oh, they were okay.
Yeah, but I was enjoying that format. I was enjoying it.
I was enjoying that format, but I'm actually also unfortunately I'm in that majority of like I'm actually glad there is new matches up, and I'm somebody who enjoys watching new wrestlers, so it was great to finally get to see what Tahuti Miles has. He needs more seasoning, definitely. But
yes, he does.
Great, he has potential.
I wish his name Tahuti Wahuti.
Tahuti, yeah, he should just like
Tahuti. I think it should just be Tahuti, not the Miles.
Yeah, he can't be Velveteen Dream anymore though. He gotta change that up. I mean, he does the whole thing, the whole like.
Well, maybe they're gonna get rid of Velveteen Dream and make him the new.
Yeah, you should make him the.
He didn't try to fuck an underage person yet, at least.
Velvet. Oh my gosh! Imagine they just replace Velvet. You know, they just replaced Patrick Clark with this guy. It's new Velveteen Dream.
They're all the same.
We own the gimmick.
Welcome.
Yeah, they're all the same. Hey, like Cedric, we want you to be the new Jordan Miles.
Huh? Do it.
Yeah. They do Tony Nese. Gallagher.
Oh, wait a minute! Didn't Malcolm Bevins on NXT have some tag team come out and beat up another tag team? What was Malcolm Bevins?
That didn't happen at NXT this week.
No, but Malcolm Bevins had a tag team attack somebody, right?
Yeah, he had the Indian tag team, the Indian AOP.
What happened with that?
I have no idea. I really like those guys. I was like,
who'd they attack? Did they attack Matt Riddle and the other guy?
Yeah, they attacked Matt Riddle and what's his name? Pete Dunne, yeah. And then they had a one squash match, and then they did another episode where they didn't fight, but Malcolm Bivens just called them out some more.
And then he just went home. I guess he was bored.
No, the quarantine happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
No, it was this. They debuted during the quarantine.
Oh my God, I think you're right.
Yeah. Remember, this quarantine's been going on for a while now.
They did. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I didn't realize they did. I do like the Indian AOP. Unfortunately, I don't remember their names too well, but
they should usually call them the Indian AOP.
It's really hard names, yeah. But
they're the Indian AOP.
One of them was trying out to be, I think, like a baseball player, and he failed, and that's why he got into wrestling. But he was brought in from India to the minor leagues in America. That's how good he is. And then I guess his arm got shot. So, yeah. Indian AOP, man. Indian AOP.
Okay, so then the next is
so they do a Tony Nese, Jack Gallagher recap of the feud they were building up, and then you had Tony Nese versus Jack Gallagher.
What did you think?
This is all right. This is a long match. Tony Nese with he had a good combo strikes. He hit that nasty looking sunset driver. But Gallagher wins with his roaring elbow, which is like a discus elbow. And Tony Nese is continuing his losing streak. He's been I haven't seen him get on a losing streak like this since when he first was in 205.
Yeah.
When he would just be like having good matches, but he would just be losing every single match. I mean, remember when Enzo was around, he would just be like Enzo's lackey.
Yes.
He would take all the pins and stuff. But Tony Nese, former champion, has just been losing every. He doesn't have a win. He hasn't had a win since he lost. He hasn't really won much since he lost the title. Yeah. But what you?
It was all right. It was nothing that I was like, oh my god, it was very weak sauce. It was fine. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the best 205 match I've seen. It wasn't even the best Jack Gallagher match or the best Tony Nese match, but it's a fun match still. I mean, I would say
people wanted matches back on 205 Live and they got it. I, for one, was enjoying the other style of format. I just feel like if they're going to have matches, the show should be an hour. They should showcase more of these guys. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a Gootz.
Yeah.
But
or why can't we get a combo of both?
Yeah.
So if you want live matches, you're gonna give us only 2. That's only about 20 minutes of the show. That means
why not have the last be like? Then you go to like who wasn't on the show that didn't you go to like Akira Tozawa? What was your favorite match, Akira? Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like the match.
Yeah, you have 40 minutes. He picks a cruiserweight match, and at the end of that cruiserweight match, Akira Tozawa goes, he hypes up his match for next week on 205. That's all you gotta do.
I don't know why this show's only 20 minutes.
I don't know. I don't know why they don't fucking do that. I mean, I know why they don't fucking do that, because it's run by a fucking idiot. That's why the whole company's run by a fucking idiot. I
mean, the show was 20 minutes when they were live matches. Then they went back to an hour for the best of matches to show Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior on a fucking cruiserweight show. And now, but you know what? I was enjoying that. And now they're back to half-hour matches. I mean, I'm sorry, now they're back to a half-hour show. And it's live matches. It's like, well, and then these guys, if you only have 2 matches, if you have like three matches, you make the show an hour or even 40 minutes. The guys have time to like tell a story. It just feels like, all right, the show's gonna be 22 minutes. Who gives a fuck?
205 used to be a 3-match format. They used to have 3 matches. They would have the first match would be a relatively long match. Second match was usually a quick squash match, and then third match would always be like a very long match. Sometimes they would have 4 matches, but that used to be the format, and it would just be like just under an hour or so. But if you want to keep 205 an hour, have those, and you want to have some live matches, then fucking fill up the rest of the time with fucking a recap match, like a recommended match thing. I have no problem. Just mix it. Yeah, combine those 2. That'd be a simple solution.
You're a racist.
Speaking of that format, let's talk about the show that did it very well this week.
NXT UK. Best show of the week. Best show. I don't give a fuck. It was old footage. Best show of the week.
And there is a theme to how they pick their matches too. Okay. Mm-hmm. It starts off with Eddie Dennis, and he is presenting the match that he picked for us to watch. And this match features a British guy, because this is a British show. I mean, this is a UK show, right? So it's British Bulldog versus Owen Hart from March 3rd, 1997, the first European Championship match, right?
Yes.
And this match was taking place in Berlin, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was watching this match, you know what I was thinking? How hard the fucking rings were. Did you see how hard those rings were?
Yeah.
They're like Davey, the British Bulldog and Owen Hart. They're just like, I'm just like, God, there's like no give to this fucking mat, this ring. British Bulldog hits like I think it was British Bulldog. He hit like a really good belly to belly suplex. Was that him?
Yeah.
Anyway, good back and forth match. Not the best match, but it was pretty good. It the British Bulldog wins by Owen Hart hits a victory roll, and British Bulldog reverses it, gets the pin. He wins the European title. What'd you think?
I love it. It's great. I love seeing these two wrestle. You know, Martha Hart was on Talk Is Jericho today.
She was. I've been behind on my Talk Is Jericho. I didn't hear the revival one either.
She reveals that Vince sued her after the death. I don't know why, but Vince countersued her.
I know why. I know why he countersued her.
Because he's an asshole.
Yeah, that's why.
But it was.
Who does that?
I didn't listen to it yet, but
yeah, who does that? Your employee dies and you sue his fucking widow and you're a fucking billionaire. Who does that? Only assholes do that. Only terrible people who deserve to go to hell do that. All right?
No.
People like Junior. All right.
Yeah, people like
Cheers, Junior.
I'm sure he's watching this. I gotta change my ways. Next up was a segment that I found very interesting because I really haven't seen. Was the what was her name? Candy Crush. What's this girl's name?
Candy Floss. Yes.
Okay, Candy Floss.
Candy Crush. Yeah. Yes. Candy Floss. She's one of the female performers on NXT UK. She's a fairly new one though. She's fairly new. She hasn't been there that long compared to like a Toni Storm or a Rhea Ripley or even Jeannie. So I thought she gave a great intro for this match because the first one, Eddie Dennis, was kind of in character. This one, she talks about how like when she was a kid, she saw this match, she would totally relate because it's Paige's debut on Raw, and it was like she's from a working class family, so am I, so I totally related to her. It's from April 4th. It's from April 7th, 2014, Raw, after WrestleMania. You got AJ Lee and Tamina. I forgot Tamina was there. They're in the ring, and AJ, I thought she cut a good promo. It was a fun promo.
Yeah, it was a fun. Here's the thing, though, that I kind of felt after watching this. I used to be the world's biggest AJ Lee fan. I thought she was the fucking. I thought if I had been booking WWE in 2012, 2013, I would have put the world title on her, not just the women's, the world title. So I thought she was the fucking best, AJ. And now I'm watching her, and I'm like, she's not even as good as like Liv. She doesn't even have the presence of a Mandy or any of them. The women have stepped up the game so much now that she doesn't look that amazing. She looks very like now because she's bragging that she's like the best and she's above the divas.
I was never a big an AJ Lee fan ever. I really wasn't. I just wasn't into it because back then also the women's division is not what it is today.
It's not.
And it wasn't even the women's title. It was a divas title, right? And she refers to herself as a diva. She didn't even say women's wrestler. She called herself, divas. That's what they're called. Yeah. But I never thought AJ Lee was a good wrestler because she was so tiny. She's like, it's like watching Rhea. It's like watching Rio. It's like watching Rio. I mean. Yeah,
but she doesn't have the moveset Rio does. Just when I watch this, and then you know what?
I meant like it. Yeah, it's not believable watching a small person do stuff like that.
Yeah, and then when Paige walked out, she came across so much more like a star, even though like she hadn't been on the main roster that long.
Yeah, but
that was her first time on the main roster.
Yeah, what was interesting about this though, I will give AJ Lee this. Her promo was good because she was giving a heel promo, but she's got so much heart in her promo that the fans, I mean, they're chanting for CM Punk, but they're basically chanting for her,
No, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I thought she was the shit. And if you told me, like, if let's say, like, the world was normal and you said, oh, my God, on Raw, Becky Lynch and AJ Lee came face to face, I would run home and watch that segment, Yeah. But after watching this, I'm like, wow, Becky Lynch is, like, a billion times better than this chick. And so is Bayley and Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Like she was good, but, like, you can really tell, like, the NXT women, starting with Paige, they were just different. They were just different and better than what these girls were.
Paige is easily the starting point. You can see that starting from her, it's the starting point. what do you call it? By the way, in that promo, I loved how AJ said, I went from a poor girl from New Jersey to being the best like diva in the world. I was like, oh, that one got that big pop. But anyway, Paige comes out and she starts going about how like she's a fan and she wants to congratulate AJ. AJ's like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to steal my thunder. Like, how about you fight me now? And Paige is like, I don't want to. She gets slapped and she goes, I'll put my title on the line. Crowd pops. This is just a match where Paige is just getting her ass kicked by AJ. And then Paige hits one move. It's a botched Paige turner. She fucks it up. Or somebody fucks it up. It doesn't look good. And she wins the title. It was like, this match was not good. Dude, this was not a good match.
But I think it was mainly because of AJ. I think Paige was like, but I still think it made Paige look really good to start off, to introduce her to the world. It really made her look good.
Yeah, people like when she won, people like went gaga, but dude, she hit one move and it was fucked up. It was just like
I think it was more AJ than her because then when she started having really good matches after that. Paige.
If this was like Baron Corbin, right? Let's just say it was Baron Corbin and he debuted, and in this match he's getting beat up, and then he all of a sudden hits his finisher, but it gets fucked up and he wins. You would be shitting all over it.
I would, but here's the deal. This wasn't live. I know what happens after this, and Paige does have a ton of good matches, and she does become a big star. So I'm not shitting on her. If I watch a match with Baron Corbin from 2015, he fucks a move, I'm going to shit on him because he still fucking stinks. I'm not into him.
I'm not saying
Paige got better. Paige got better, so I don't mind this. Yeah,
I don't mind. I'm not saying Paige is not a good wrestler. She was actually a very good wrestler, but this match sucked.
But if this was live, but if this was live, I'd shit on it. But it's not live. I know what's going to happen. I know the future, so it's fine.
Well, okay. Well, this match sucked though.
I know, but I liked Paige's presence. I thought it was a good. Anyway, whatever.
I thought the way to introduce her to the WWE universe was great though. Yeah.
They're both getting fucked, and they're not by me tonight. So who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right. So final match.
Final match. I thought there were two more.
No, I mean there's two more. I'm sorry. Third match on NXT UK. It's with Primate. Primate's in some kind of fucking wooden shed, and I don't know if you guys know who Primate is, but Primate is in a tag team. He acts like an ape basically. He's in a tag team with a guy who is called the Wild Boar, and the tag team's called the Hunt. Which I really like this tag team, but they're fucking tiny, dude. They're small. And Primate, he is going to introduce his favorite NXT UK match. So now we're into the present, and it is Dave Mastiff versus Irish Ace Jordan Devlin from November 1st, 2019. This is a decent match. I mean, Jordan Devlin's a good wrestler, but Dave Mastiff is humongous.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of there's a lot of moves that you don't think Jordan Devlin could hit, but he does. Like, I mean, this is a good match. Everybody gets their shit in. I mean,
it was Jordan a good match. Devlin, it didn't really keep my attention, but it was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. For Dave Mastiff is really, really fat, so it's there's not much you could do with him. But Jordan got a lot in with this limited opponent. I mean, Dave Mastiff hit his Into the Void. Devlin hit his fucking apron slingshot cutter, and at this point, this is from last year. So Devlin's already doing that new finisher, the Devlin side, which is he yanks you up and then he gives you a Saito suplex. You can't do that with Dave Mastiff. He's way, way bigger. So they do this thing where Dave Mastiff somehow ends up sitting up on the top turnbuckle, and then from there, Devlin yanks him off, grabs him, hits the fucking Devlin side. Devlin wins. I thought that was a great ending of the match. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't catch my attention as like everything else on the show, but it was good.
Yeah. And then final match of the night, we got Trent Seven introducing Mustache Mountain. This is himself and Tyler Bate versus Undisputed Era, which was at the time Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong when they were holding the NXT tag team titles. This is from June 19th, 2018. This was part of the UK tournament show. And I remember watching this when it was happening, and the crowd was just going, God, they were just going fucking ape shit over this match. this is a good match. I don't even have to explain too much what happened. Just fucking watch this match if you haven't seen it.
This was the best match on the show.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It ends with basically Mustache Mountain hits that knee drop into the Burning Hammer position to a knee drop, and they win the NXT Tag Team titles. I remember when they won the NXT Tag Teams. Unfortunately, this title run is very, very short for Mustache Mountain. Do you remember how like it's when they won the NXT Tag Team titles?
Yeah, they lose the next day. Yeah, but just in a vacuum, it is an amazing match, and it's definitely going.
That's true. In a vacuum, yeah, this is perfect.
This is a super fun hour of wrestling. If you haven't seen these matches, like I didn't see. I always wanted to see this British Bulldog match. Never got around to it. I finally saw it. I've seen the Page thing before.
Yes.
But this was a fun hour of wrestling. Each match was very different. Mm-hmm. Each match showed a UK wrestler, but it also showcased three different eras where you have, the Raw early 2010 era,
the New Generation era, right?
The New Generation era in '97, the pre NXT call up era of the women's division on Raw, and then the NXT UK era. So it was pretty cool. It was a fun show. Yeah. I don't mind these best of shows. I don't mind them throwing. If I don't know what's coming up, it's kind of a fun little grab bag of matches.
Yeah, I like it too.
I'd rather watch this than Baron Corbin and Elias wrestle and put me in a coma in an empty building. I don't know.
Even though Paige versus AJ was a bad match, I'd rather watch that than Baron Corbin
or Charlotte playing the same fucking
ever
promo.
Again. Yeah, ever again. I don't want to watch that fucking thing. By the way, when
I'd rather watch Paige and AJ Lee instead of fucking Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, you know what I was watching? By the way, the last match, I couldn't get over how fucking thick Tyler Bates' fucking legs were. That guy is. They are just wasting this guy.
They can't do anything with him now because of the corona.
Yeah, I know, but they're just wasting this guy.
He's got to get. He's the future. He really is. He's young. He's got so much upside. Him and MJF are the future.
Yeah, they are just wasting talent there. But anyway,
at least not fighting Jungle Boy. Hey,
that would be a good match.
Hebrew. All right, so that is the show. That is the thing. We are done. We did a whole week, and it was a lot of work. We will be back on Monday for the Raw review. No Gootscast the next 2 days. You've had enough. You've given enough. I have to say the best show all week. Let's do this real quick since the best show all week was NXT UK, but the best segment of the week was Becky announcing she's pregnant.
What did you say? The best what segment was what?
Becky saying that she's pregnant. Segment. I'm not saying a match. Of all the shows we watched from Monday to today,
the best match we saw was Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak for me.
Yes.
This whole week. I'm talking about this whole week. That was the best match I saw this whole week.
I agree.
Best
if we're not including the old matches on UK, yes, I agree.
I'm even including those. Actually, yeah, I can't include the.
No, because I would put Mustache Mountain above.
Yeah, me too. I'm not including those recap matches. I can't count those. Best segment was probably
Cody Rhodes with his little car.
Cody Rhodes driving 2 feet, maybe. Yeah, that was.
That was an incredible moment, though.
That was an incredible moment, yeah, when he drove 2 feet. I guess you're right. You're right. Becky Lynch. That was historic.
It was a very memorable segment, and it was like it kind of felt like the end of an era. So.
And she did it the way she revealed it.
And Asuka was great. It put over Asuka. Yeah, I mean, what else could you want? Yeah. They put over the right woman in that segment. They didn't have Shayna Baszler come. I mean, and Shayna Baszler got over later off it, but like they really got over Asuka as the next big thing. So I really liked it.
Was that really the best segment this whole week?
Yeah, it's a pretty bad week, dude. Fucking what else with the North? Or the basketball game, or the Miz, or fucking Charlotte Flair being I'm the best, or Johnny Gargano having dinner with his fake Italian accent. Hey, I'm eating dinner over here. I'm a bad guy now. Oh, you used to be a good guy. No, I'm a bad guy. What do you think about me? Come on. That was the best segment.
I think you're right. That might have been the best segment. Yeah. Because it's memorable. We're going to be talking about that for years.
Yeah, it's going to have long-term effects for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially Seth, who has to know he can't cheat on her. All right, guys. We will see you Monday.
See ya. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend, guys. Listen, don't watch wrestling.
Wait, hold on. Someone's yelling outside the window. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm going to stop it anyway. So Adrian's probably going to get killed. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.